Hello and welcome to another episode of the Christian Reeve podcast, and today we have Mr. Layton Stewart on the podcast. He's a streamer, a Twitch streamer, a YouTuber, an advocate for mental health awareness, and a bunch of other things. So I'm going to basically do what I have been doing so far, which is to kind of, get a flavour for this guy, kind of understand what his future aspirations are, his future goals, and just to kind of understand who this person is and, give him some exposure. So how you doing, man?
Yeah, I've been alright, mate. How you been?
Very good, very good. I must say so far, this does feel like one of those times in my life where I'm hitting the ground running with something, because I anticipated many problems with this, but it seems to be going quite smoothly so far. So I can't complain.
It's alright, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been toying with the idea of doing a podcast for some time, and one of my biggest worries actually was getting guests. Didn't think that anyone would be interested.
I did a podcast a few years ago.
Oh, cool. Oh, your own one that you operated?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Well, why did you stop? What happened?
Well, it was going to be me and my mate doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we made our first one. It went down pretty well.
Okay.
But then we kind of ran out of ideas what to say.
Yeah, that can be tricky. I remember when I was doing the TCJ podcast, which was my previous one, I did kind of worry about that, and I think everyone was kind of concerned with that. But I think that like a lot of the time, everyone kind of borrows ideas from each other, or talks about trending things, or just looks up like all these lists online of things you can do. But certainly, I think the consistency element is tricky, and you do feel this kind of mountain pressure. Like that's one thing I'm doing differently with mine, is that instead of picking a specific day every week, it's just going to come as and when. So there's like less pressure. If there is a big gap, it's not ideal, but at least there's no pressure like it has to be out by this date.
Oh yeah.
But just continuing that, because I didn't actually know that. Do you have future plans to maybe start up that again, or?
Well, me and my mates were on about going to do it, but we was going to do it more of on a comedy side.
Ooh.
So not like a serious podcast, more like a conspiracy theory, but like just taking the piss.
Oh, interesting. That sounds kind of cool, actually.
Didn't really get round to doing it.
Hey, well, there's always time to do it, man. Always time, Doesn't matter what anyone thinks. I mean, mate, I'm 27. I thought that I'd started YouTube too late last year. I mean, I'd had YouTube for a while, but, I hadn't really properly gone for it.
Yeah.
And I'd say in the past kind of, let's say 8 months or so, I've picked up some serious traction and sort of achieved some goals here and there. And, I mean, I'm not going to lie, it is a grind. You do have to work your ass off, and a lot of the time you don't. I mean, this as well as I do. You don't always kind of get maybe the numbers that you want. Yeah, so it's tricky. But at the same time, I think that, as long as you're doing it, it's like the lottery. You have to be in it to win it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that, I don't know. I think maybe you should go for that. And sort of leading into the next topic, because this is kind of a good segue. One thing I think that might actually be good for you. This is just a suggestion. This isn't really like me saying like you should do this. It's just like since we're talking about podcasts. Obviously, I mentioned at the beginning that you're kind of like a mental health advocate, and this is a multi-layered thing. So I'll delve into like why I've kind of given you that label. But basically, for those who don't know, who haven't actually, who are not familiar with myself or Layton, we did a video recently together, a little collab on YouTube, and this was his first video on his second channel.
Yeah.
And it was obviously about mental health, and I suppose like the key theme with that is to kind of remember like you're not alone in this, and when you're dealing with like the struggles in life, particularly like I suppose if you're at the kind of suicidal end of things, it's important to remember that there are other people around you, people that you may not know, people that you know who are obviously suffering, and or maybe they've overcome it and they can help you, they can be there for you. And I know for myself, obviously, I kind of said the same things when I did my part for you in the video, that I'd obviously struggled here and there, and that it's kind of an ongoing process. But I guess my first question from this is, have you ever considered maybe doing a regular podcast talking about this?
I was thinking about doing a like a Twitch stream or a YouTube stream where it's literally just chatting.
Okay.
Like that kind of thing. So it's all like live aspect.
Are you thinking more with the idea of maybe, I mean, you mentioned Twitch, so like having people maybe ask you questions like live, and then you kind of answer them in that way, like a Q&A style thing?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay, cool. I think that's actually a really good idea. Especially if you can kind of market it in the right way. Like I know, for instance, on Reddit, there are particular subreddits where people kind of check in on each other and regularly drop, like, hey, I'm dealing with this at the moment, could use some support, kind of thing. And being able to kind of say like, hey, here's another resource for people to use, I think is excellent, really. Very promising. But obviously, just continuing on this theme, you have obviously just dropped this on your YouTube channel. This is the only video on your YouTube channel right now.
Yeah.
Just on a side note, actually, when I was doing my research for you, so your YouTube channel that you're using right now is Layton LSH.
Yep.
Right. And I think you've kind of started this more recently. You haven't had it long.
No.
And obviously the only video on there is the mental health video. But then you've also got another channel called the LSH channel.
Yep.
And you've got about 350 subscribers on there, but no videos. What's going on there?
Oh wow! I started that channel about 6 years ago, so
Okay.
I had, what was it, about 800 videos.
Wow! What?
Yeah.
What happened?
But I don't know. I kind of, looking back on it, you normally think, oh, it's in the past. Kind of.
Okay.
I should be proud of where I've come to now.
Right.
But I was looking at them and I was thinking, mate, I was a fucking idiot.
Well, I get what you mean. I'm not going to like pretend like I haven't deleted videos that I'm not proud of in the past. But, I mean, I think people would be interested in that, seeing how you've kind of developed over time. I mean, I think to a certain extent you do have to kind of keep some of the history alive, even if it is cringy. It's like
Yeah.
I mean, like, I have friends like Childish Jacko, who you might know from our little Discord community, who kind of mentions. I remember when I was kind of fretting over the numbers, and I was like, oh, it's just not working out. No one's subbing, no one's watching, and he's like, look, dude, if nothing else, this is like a time capsule, and it's like, yeah, even if, like, let's say you're not successful with it, it's something that's like, it shows you growing up, it shows you changing over time, which is an excellent tool.
I do regret deleting them. I had about 200,000 views in
Woo!
over the tour. Well, I don't know. I think part of it was due to my mental health. I just didn't want it, because my aim was to just completely stop.
Right.
I just didn't want.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, and that.
Yeah,
like,
I just wanted to hide myself from the fact that I did YouTube, but now I want to get back into it and I want to do more what I enjoy doing.
So, would you say that doing YouTube was like a direct cause with your mental health struggles, or was it more kind of just like, you had like your own kind of things going on, and like, this thing that I'm doing is not helping the matter, or like, what's the deal there?
No, I was doing it for fun. Like everyone does it for fun.
Yeah.
But it kind of got to the point where I thought I was forcing myself to make videos.
Oh,
And then,
okay.
yeah, so then it got to the point where I was like, I hate doing it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you touch on a really good point with this. I think that, and I've heard a lot of really successful YouTubers, talk about the fact that, sometimes they get to a point where, they just don't want to do it anymore. They don't have the passion, or it's affecting their life in some major way. Like maybe they don't have enough time to themselves or something. Like I remember one YouTuber that I really admire is KSI. And I remember back in 2017, he took a very long break. And obviously, he was still kind of working on stuff, but he sort of, when he speaks about it, he often kind of says it was like a time that he had to reassess things and take some time for himself and then come back strong, kind of thing. And I gotta say, like, I get where he's coming from on that. Like, obviously, I've never achieved anything big with YouTube or anything, but I will say that, my attitude over time has changed with it. In the very beginning, it's like, oh my god, let's get as many views, let's get as many subs as you can. And then obviously you realise that actually, long term, you want to build like a community. It's not about like trying to just get loads and loads of views. And like, don't get me wrong, that's ideal, and you want that every time you drop a video. But like the quality's always got to be really high. I said this to my previous guest actually, that it's very important that you're always kind of maintaining that high level of quality and not compromising it with thoughts and feelings of like, oh, I need all those subs, I need this, I need that. So I totally understand from the mental health aspect that, like, if your mind isn't there, if you're not kind of feeling it, then you just you're not going to want to do it. And like, more to the point, just pushing the YouTube aside and just saying in general, like, I've been there. I've been with people and had friends over the years that have had like really tough times and with mental health, and like it can lead you to a point where you just you don't want to do anything. Like even like you don't want to get up in the morning, and it's very weird. Like especially for someone like me, I have quite a natural, strong self-motivation, I guess. So for me to not want to do anything and be like, ugh, that's very unlike me. So I know, like, when I felt that in the past, like something's drastically wrong, kind of thing. But enough about me. So are you looking to kind of like do future videos on this topic? Like, what's the kind of plan? Moving forward with YouTube. I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily just be about mental health, but given that you did that video and you put a lot of time and effort into it, and some, I saw like the way you put it together. It was quite obviously it meant something to you. It's important and whatnot. But like, I kind of sensed that like this isn't just like a one and done. It's kind of the beginning of something. So where are you kind of trying to head with your YouTube channel? Like, what's the future plan?
Well, my second channel, so the Layton LSH one, that's going to be more on the real life aspect, so in real life videos. So I will be doing more of the mental health. I just want to do more research on different aspects, of like BPD and schizophrenia and all that, and then start talking about them a little bit.
Okay, so you're looking to kind of make it more scientific then. So it's not just about your experience, but it's kind of about exploring maybe other areas that you're not so familiar with, and then kind of giving your thoughts on that. Okay, that's pretty interesting, man. Are you looking to? Is that so? Like your second channel is that just going to be mental health videos, or is there going to be other videos on there? Like you said that it's going to be kind of like life videos, so that kind of obviously implies vlogs and just experiences and stuff. But is there going to be anything outside of that, or is it just mental health focused?
Well, I've got some videos planned.
Okay.
That ain't mental health related. So more than likely there is going to be a lot of videos on there that ain't related to mental health. Okay. But there will be times where there will be like serious videos, kind of thing. Just like charity related, because I want to do a when all lockdown ends, I want to do a lot of charity
Okay.
related work.
That's excellent, man. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to paint it as like a negative thing or something. I'm just trying to kind of gain an understanding of like what your plans are for that channel, like overall, like, you know. So okay, so we got a good understanding of that. So with your, should we say it's your main channel? I mean, the channel that's currently got no videos but more subscribers. Like, what's the plan there?
Just streaming. I want to do streaming on Twitch.
Right.
And then either upload it to YouTube Raw or edit it down into like 15-minute, 20-minute clips of what I was doing on Twitch.
Yeah, that's a solid point, actually. That leads me on to my next question about that. But before I get onto that question, yeah, I checked out that you have a Twitch, and obviously you've been quite active recently, so that's kind of like your area of most activity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds solid. That's what I do as well. I set up a whole bloody second channel just for that, because there were so many videos. But it's interesting you mentioned about the clips aspect. I find that, you know, generally speaking, when you look at these streaming YouTubers online, gamers and such, you know, the clips always tend to do better than the long videos, and that's obviously kind of logical, isn't it? You're more likely to sit down and watch a 10-20 minute video than you are like an hour video, so that's perfectly logical. But you know, one thing that people don't necessarily think about or talk about is the fact that it requires a lot of editing, and you know, I know that when I do my Twitch clips, I have to think long and hard about whether or not I want to do them, because A, it takes effort, and B, you know, if I'm going to put that effort in, you know, is the clip good enough? You know, like, is it, you know, like for instance, I might look for like, oh, is this a funny, you know, segment? Is this going to make a good clip, or is this just kind of like funny to me but no one else, or, you know, so like what kind of makes you decide, you know, what's a clip? You know, what are gonna get? What are the key areas that are going to be, you know, deciding factors behind whether or not something becomes a clip for you? You know, is it just going to be like montages or comedy clips, or what's the deal?
Well, when I used to do my like Call of Duty funny moments, that used to be like 5 hours worth of gameplay cut down into like 15 minutes.
Blimey.
Yeah.
Is that one session?
What, 5 hours?
Yeah, like a 5-hour gaming session.
Yeah.
Damn, man! I haven't done gaming sessions like that in many years. I can't do
that anymore.
You know, even back in the day when I was a teenager, like, and I was doing. This shows how old I am. Like COD 4, the original, online.
That was a sick game.
Yeah, like I remember, I could. Yeah, there were days when I would do like all day gaming, but you know, I'd feel a bit weird, you know, like not healthy when I did that, because I was quite an active guy. I'd always go out skateboarding and going to see gigs and such. So like on average, most of the time I would just kind of stick to like 2 hours and like that's it. So I can't imagine, you know, and people I know even to this day, adults doing, you know, really long gaming sessions, and obviously you need to take breaks and stuff. I've done long streams. Not gaming ones, but just like me talking. I've gone as long as like 8 hours in one go, and it's nuts. I can't believe I did that, or why I did that, or anything. But anyway, so well, actually, on that theme, like, how long roughly do you think your streams are going to be? Like, what's the average? What can people expect?
About an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay, cool. And then I imagine that's largely dependent on how the streams go, or is it just like if you have like a particular goal? Like, do you have like goals in mind for the games themselves? Like, I know some people, you know, do their streams as a kind of like let's play series, you know, so maybe they'll have like longer episodes when they're, you know, doing a particular part, or, you know, if it's straight up just multiplayer online, then I guess it's, you know, dependent on how well the games are going and so on. Like, what do you think will decide how long those streams go?
I've got a few games where I want to just play them.
Okay.
So it kind of depends on, I don't know, it kind of depends on where I am in the game, if I'm enjoying it,
Hmm.
like, after a few hours, if I'm still enjoying it, then I'll carry on. But if I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I'm not bored of the game, but I just want to maybe do something else,
Right, right,
then
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
I'll stop the stream. But if
Fair,
I'm really enjoying the game, then it can just go on for
fair enough, fair enough. And
however long it goes on for.
what kind of games are you looking to play?
Old school.
Okay, care to drop some names?
GTA Vice City,
Ooh, classic. Okay, yeah.
GTA 3.
Oh wow, you're kicking it real old school.
Yeah,
I dig that. This is my territory, retro gaming.
I got the Spyro.
Okay, awesome. And are you doing this through what console, or is it PC, or how
PC.
okay, cool, nice one, nice one. Is it emulating the games?
And no, they're all on Steam.
Oh, nice. I didn't even know you could get them on Steam. Well,
Yeah.
shows how out of touch I am. Okay. Yeah. So why streaming? Why YouTube? What's your I guess I've got a couple of questions here. What are your aspirations for both YouTube and Twitch? And what made you decide that you wanted to do these things?
Well, the reason why I got back into it, or the reason why I started in the first place.
I guess both really. Both are valid, aren't they?
The reason I got into it in the first place was, what was it like? I was like 14, 15 in school.
Mm.
I was like, I play games quite a lot, so I just thought I'll record a little bit and see how it goes. I started enjoying it, so I started carrying on, and then it obviously stopped for a while, deleted everything, and then lockdown happened, so I played games again.
Okay, fair enough. And yeah, like what are your kind of aspirations now with YouTube and Twitch? Like what are your short term and long term goals?
To be honest, I haven't really got any. I just something to do.
Hey, fair play, man. I appreciate your honesty. You get all types, man. You really do, and I think that's kind of it's interesting to me actually, especially during this lockdown period. Like I'll give you an example. I play basketball quite often, and I meet quite a few people through that. Right, and I was chatting to one guy, and he was telling me that he was encouraging his little brother, who I guess is like 13, 14 or something, to like, because this kid was playing a lot of, I guess, Warzone and Fortnite and stuff, he just encouraged him to like, hey, well, why don't you record the stuff and put it on YouTube? And it was that kind of attitude of like, you might as well. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you know, like, why not? You stand to lose nothing by doing it. And I kind of find that both funny, but like, I don't know, it's interesting, isn't it? Because it's like, back in the day, people just played games, that's just how it was. And that's never going to change. But like, now it's a serious consideration for many people to start up something. But like, I guess a lot of people don't necessarily know what they're getting into, and that will ultimately dictate whether or not they choose to pursue it, and see it through, or to kind of just drop off after a certain period of time. But I mean, it's like you said. I think for many people, it is kind of like something to do. It's a way to kind of check out your progress on a game, share that with other people and such. But it's kind of made things like very heavily oversaturated now. Like, I feel like if you're just going for gaming, then I mean, you've really got to find something to make yourself unique.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I suppose it might be easier for people like me and you who are playing like retro games, but for those people playing, all the modern games, like, how on earth do you make yourself stand out? Like, what do you do?
To be honest, I think when I was younger, I used to just go on YouTube and I used to just type in like GTA 4 funny moments. But now YouTube's this like massive platform. There's so many YouTubers out there. If you just type in GTA 5 funny moments, it's going to come up with like the Sidemen. So people are just going to click on that. They're not going to scroll to like the 60th page and find a small YouTuber. That's where I think YouTube needs to work on giving the smaller YouTubers recognition.
See, it's an interesting point you make, because I'm kind of caught in two minds about that. On one hand, you know, they've built that up from scratch, right?
Yeah.
Through many years, so they do kind of deserve to be recommended by YouTube, and like it's logical that, you know, the algorithm would favor them since they have more subscribers and more views and such. But, you know, at the same time, I do kind of agree with you as well. Like, I think for small YouTubers, it wouldn't hurt, you know, being recommended. And from what I understand, they do recommend you. It's just not necessarily very consistently. You know, like, for instance, me, I've been stuck on, 431 subscribers now. I actually lost a bunch. You know, every now and again when you have that day when YouTube decides to just drop a bunch. Yeah. It's like, yay, okay, great. I remember the worst day was like, I think I lost 18 subs in a day. That was brutal. So basically, I've been at 431 before, but it's taken me, I think, about a month or so to get back up to this point. But, you know, I don't pay attention to it as much anymore, mainly because it depresses me, but also because it's like, it doesn't really tell you anything. Like, the only stuff that really tells you anything is who you see in that comments section every video, and, you know, the people that are regularly chatting to you and saying, hey, yeah, I love this video, love that video. And, you know, like, sometimes people randomly message me and tell me that they watch my videos, and I'm like, really? Like, I had no idea. And, like, you like them? Like, I thought they were all trash. But, sorry, go on.
Talking about like advertising your channel kind of thing. I remember in school, was watching a video in the classroom, and I looked onto the left, and I can just see one of my videos in the suggestion. I was like, with my face, and I was thinking, I hope no one fucking sees that. Please just go off the screen.
What are the chances? That's mad.
I know. I was like, fuck me.
Well, at least the algorithm was working though, eh?
It was a good feeling, but I was embarrassed. I was like, I hope no one spots that.
Oh, but you'd be famous at school, which is such a great thing, isn't it?
No.
Do you know, funnily enough, I'll tell you a quick funny story. There was a guy at our school that actually was sort of quasi-famous. I don't know if you'd call it famous, but it's a funny little story. His name is fucking hell, what is his name? Josh something. I follow him on Instagram. Fuck's sake.
He's that famous, you don't know his name.
Well, okay. So he's a budding musician. He's very good. He's been touring a lot in the States.
Yeah.
And basically, we were at sixth form together, and he went on Britain's Got Talent, and he got through. And he even got through to the live rounds and everything. It's mad. Yeah, and like this was all happening while we were at sixth form. And bear in mind, this is a guy that I chat to. You know, I wasn't like close with, but you know, we were chatty. He was quite a funny guy, nice guy. And just one day, because we used to there was like an alleyway that sort of went up a hill that was like direct from our school, and we would all just kind of stand in the alleyway like chavs, smoking cigarettes in the morning or between breaks, like, you know, like we're hard or something. Yeah, no, it was so weird because even the teachers would sometimes come there as well, and like I never got over that. It's like, you know, that because obviously it doesn't, you know, you're 16, 17, 18. I mean, obviously back then I don't know if the law had passed that you had to be 18 to smoke, or I can't even remember now. But
it's weird, the laws, you have to be, then the laws are 18 to buy cigarettes,
but 16 to smoke.
But you can be 16 to smoke it.
Okay, so it hasn't changed it. Yeah, it's weird because I remember that law being passed either because I've been buying cigarettes since I was like 13. I always just
I was like 15.
Yeah, just like you go to the right shop and you get them every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that law being passed around 16, 17 or something, and I was like, oh, that's crap. Like, I literally just turned legal age, and now they've changed the law. But it didn't affect me, but it was just annoying. But yeah, anyway, you know, it was always just kind of weird, because you never know if the teacher's going to give you shit for smoking, or if they're just going to stand there and smoke with you. And that would happen often, and I was just like, this is weird, man.
Yeah, I don't fags with teachers in college.
So say that again.
I don't fags with teachers in college.
Oh, asking them for a cigarette.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Oh man, I mean, I suppose it's okay. I mean, I think these days you couldn't get away with that. I think that's a sign of just how times have changed. But no, but in any case, yeah. Back to the story. So we were smoking in this alleyway, and then one morning, the night before, I'd obviously watched Britain's Got Talent, saw that he was on it, and I was like, what the fuck? And he was really good, and I was like, oh, nice one. And then I thought I'd be clever, right? So when the next day I saw him in the alleyway, and everyone kind of was like, oh, wow. Actually, no, I think a couple of people said stuff to him, like, you know, but nothing crazy, like, because obviously they're his mates. And then I just kind of walked up to him when we were smoking. I didn't say anything, and I just looked at him, and I was like, I saw you on TV yesterday. And he just popped, and we started chatting. I was like, yeah, you're good, all good. And different people reacted like differently. Like most people were just like really supportive and nice and stuff, and you know, he did pretty well. I think he got to like second round of live shows or something before he got voted off, or something like that. And ever since then, he's just been a budding musician. But yeah, anyway. I remember, I never forget, there was a kid, I won't name him, but he knows who he is, who ran up to him with a piece of paper and was like, hey, sign my autograph. And it was just the most awkward thing ever. And I was like, really? Really, man? And it's funny, actually, because that guy, and he knows who he is, recently got to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So he's doing well. Doing well. Oh. But it doesn't change the fact that you were cringe as fuck at school, man. Just saying. Excuse me. But anyway, sorry, yeah, I just took you on this random tangent of mine. I don't even know why I was telling that story. I'm talking famous people, I guess, for some reason. Well, swiftly moving on. Tell us something about you that not everyone knows.
Oh God, something about me that no one knows. I'm an arsehole.
Okay.
That's it. No.
Why? Why are you an arsehole?
Nah, I don't know. Something about me that no one knows. I got scouted by Grimsby Town when I was younger for football.
Ooh! Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. What age are we talking?
I think I was about 12, 13, I think.
Oh, okay. That's really impressive, actually.
It's a prime age for scouting, though, isn't it? I think 13, 14.
Well, yeah. I mean, because you like when you said that, I automatically assumed, oh, he must have been really young, like 7 or 8 years old or something. But like 12, 13, 14, that's kind of like prime age. I mean, I think that's around the time that Beckham was spotted, wasn't he? You know, because he was always being marked as like, oh yeah, this kid's got something. But like,
yeah,
they were kind of monitoring him, and then I think he finally got kind of pushed around that 15 mark or something like that. So yeah, that's cool. Cool little fact, man. Cool little fact. Yeah, so just kind of, I guess, like wrapping this all up, is there anything else you'd like to kind of share with us? Any other projects maybe that you're working on, you know, outside of Twitch and YouTube? Because while I did do all my research on you, you are a bit of a mysterious character online. It's tricky to find.
I am very mysterious.
Yeah, it's tricky to find info on you. And that's
Even
fine.
in real life, mate, I'm a mysterious guy in real life.
I think that always brings about intrigue, really, doesn't it? You know, when someone is less inclined to share information, you just want to know more. You're like, please tell me everything about you. But like, is there anything that you're working on outside of these things, or maybe just, I don't know, future videos, future projects? You know, here's your opportunity to kind of plug yourself to death and just tell everyone what they can expect from Mr. Layton Stewart.
Well, I've got a few comedy sketches ideas.
Ooh.
I've been written down. I've also got a massive project next year.
Ooh.
If coronavirus ends,
Yeah, yeah, we're all praying for that, aren't we?
Yeah,
That's
and if it
exciting.
does, that'll be a like a 6 month project probably.
Oh wow, okay, that's a
Yep.
long-term thing. Okay, cool, man, cool, excellent, excellent. Well, I want to, take this opportunity to say thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Anytime, mate. Anytime.
Yeah, thanks for being a great guest and everything. Obviously, thanks again for that opportunity of working with you on that mental health video.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing more of that content on your channel as well, because I thought that was a really nice sentiment and idea. And I think that project has legs. I've obviously seen other YouTubers do videos about mental health, but it's always good to see more people contributing something positive as well. There's many people
Yeah.
that complain or seek attention, and don't get me wrong, it's a good thing in the sense that it's good to feel loved and supported by your online community, but there's a lot of toxicity that exists in that community as well.
Yes.
Right, so it's good to kind of see someone that's going, well, hey, look, I'm here for you, I'm supporting you, come chat to me. So I think that's really cool. Obviously, it goes without saying to everyone listening, please subscribe to this man on his YouTube channels and on his Twitch. All of the links are going to be in the description and the comments, so don't you worry about that. Obviously, for everyone listening on Spotify, check out the YouTube, please.
Before we go, right, I've got an interesting fact.
Boom, go for it.
Right, that mental health video I did, it was going to be a lot different than what it turned out to be.
Okay, how so?
Because I became mates with some girl on Twitter who knew Will and E.
Oh wow, okay.
I'm Alex, and all them lot. So the aim of the video was, before I made this video, I was going to get all these YouTubers to say a line each. It's like Will and E could have said like you or not, and then another YouTuber says like alone, and so forth.
Okay.
But a week before we was all going to plan it, the woman got banned from Twitter.
No.
So yeah.
Do you know why?
She got into a lot of beef with some other YouTubers or random people, and then Will and E and all them lot stuck up for her,
Oh, that's good.
and then she got banned from Twitter.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, there seems to be more and more people getting banned from Twitter.
Yeah,
lately.
I got banned a few months back.
What for?
Tweeting Katie Hopkins.
Oh my god. Really?
Yeah, I got banned for 2 days.
That's so silly. And especially silly considering the fact that she was banned by Twitter as well.
Yeah, she got banned, I think, a week after I got banned for 2 days. I was fucking tweeting her some not nice things.
I mean, normally I would say, like, it's not nice to treat people like that, even if they are an arsehole. But with her, I do make an exception because I don't see anything redeemable about that woman. She's openly so racist and, like, I mean, I don't know why that's the only thing coming to me. I think what other
A lot
things
more,
she's
yeah.
done. Yeah, I mean, like, I remember the thing where Marcus Rashford set up the charity.
Yeah, that's the reason why I got banned, because I tweeted her.
Right, but he'd set that up as a kind of means of getting kids free school meals, yeah. And then
she came out with, if family can't afford food, don't have kids.
Yeah, but also that she shouldn't have to, like, her taxes shouldn't have to go towards that, which I just thought was really bad taste. Like, it wasn't even, like, it didn't even really make me angry. It was just like, oh, that's such poor taste, man. Like, can't you just, like, come on, man. Because obviously it was, as I understand correctly, he'd raised that money, but the government had basically matched it and said that they're going to put money aside, which would then logically mean that that's money that's going to come from the UK taxpayer. But, like, on average, who's going to complain about kids getting free school meals? Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't remember if I benefited from that at school. I think I might have at one stage, but I think it's a great scheme. I'd happily have my taxes go towards something like that. I think it's really good.
So do I.
Yeah, it's just like, you're helping people. how can you hate against that? But I think, with her, I think it's sensationalism. Yeah, I did a video about it, but I've since kind of removed it because I'm just like, bah. But what I will say on her is I do think there's a lot of kind of unnecessary sensationalism. Like, she can have her opinions, she's entitled to them, but it's funny like how much support she has. Like, there was a lot of people that gave me hate comments because I talked about her and just stated facts. I didn't even go on some rant about her. I was actually pretty fair, but I was just kind of saying like, hey, it's not very nice to like target people and be like this and so on. And she's since moved to Parler, which is the website that many people tend to move to when they get banned from Twitter. As I understand, it's less censored, which is kind of a good concept, but at the same time, I think that there should always be a little bit of policing on these websites. I mean, because of like cyberbullying, you know what I mean? Because of the fact
Twitter's bad for that. Exactly,
yeah. I mean, like, even if on YouTube, man, I've had it. I've never had like death threats, but I'm sure one day that'll come. But I've had the horrible comments, and they always start as a kind of someone debating you, which is fine. I'm all open to a debate because I like to learn and like I like to have someone challenge me and maybe I'll change my opinion. But then inevitably it always just goes to like insults. And then that's when I tune out. I'm like, well, if you're just going to be nasty, I'm not going to engage with you. And that's definitely what I got with the Katie Hopkins video and like with other similar videos I've done. So I kind of I do them sparingly because the comments do kind of, I wouldn't say that they get to me, but they do kind of, I don't know. It's a bit wearing. Do you know what I mean? I think after a while. I mean, actually, that's one final question I'll ask you. Like, how do you deal with, or have you ever received like bad hate comments before, or how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I made a video like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh wow!
About how to make remixes online.
Okay, so pretty safe.
I have no idea how to do it. I just thought it'd just be a good title.
Safe project then, as well. Like not expecting any controversy with that.
It got about 25,000 views.
Oh, damn.
So I thought, oh shit, the video is absolutely terrible because I had no idea what I was doing. So yeah, I got a lot of hate comments, got a lot of death threats on that.
Damn.
And I just thought, I was just replying back, just helping them bully me.
Okay, like, I don't want to go into, because obviously it's not nice and I don't want you to relive it, but I am kind of intrigued as to how you could get death threats for like that kind of a topic. Like, was it people just kind of giving you crap like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, therefore kill yourself? Like, was it that kind of thing, or like, what the hell?
You had obviously comments saying like, oh, you have to do this, you fucking idiot.
Oh, okay.
And then you get the odd people that would just comment, kill yourself. I'm just there like, wow.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of a particular era of YouTube as well, because there's a lot more filtering that goes through YouTube now, isn't there? Like I never tend to receive, like occasionally I'll get like just a one word hate comment, but like mostly it's just like it gets let through. I don't really get anything because I allow all comments. I don't care. I won't ever delete comments.
No.
Yeah, but I think there's been a lot of change in those 5 years then, because I remember seeing comments like that on YouTube and being like, wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe this stuff is allowed. Like I did a video, a podcast with a YouTuber and streamer and such yesterday, and he's from South Africa, and he was telling me like all of these kind of racist comments he's received, and I was just sitting there listening to this, and I was like, Jesus Christ, man. And this is recent as well. This isn't like that long ago.
I used to get fucking racial abuse.
Really?
Yeah, because everyone thought I was not white.
Okay.
So I used to just comment saying, "You're making no sense. I am white."
Okay. Well, what is your heritage anyway? Are you just born and bred, or?
English, but then quarter Scottish.
Oh, lovely, jubbly. We do love Scots. I love Scots.
I love them.
Who doesn't? I'll tell you something about Scots. They're very straightforward. They'll give it to you.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, no beating around the bush with Scots. I know, I love it. That's how more people should be. Actually, ever since I left the UK and started traveling around the world, especially in Europe, I discovered that people were very blunt and to the point, and I really like it. And I'm like that now because I spent so long abroad. It's just had an effect on me. And now I witness how people are towards me when I'm like that. They're like, oh, okay, you said your opinion. Okay. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. Because there's this thing in the UK, or like in England more specifically, where it's kind of this thing of, or at least I remember this growing up. I don't know if maybe you share the same experience, but like where people... like they're nice to your face, but they don't really kind of say what they mean. Like there's kind of like this underlying shit. They'll normally just say the shit behind your back, and it's this. Yeah. It's like this English trait that a lot of English people have, where you're overtly kind of polite and nice, but it's all fake. You know what I mean? So like a lot of people around. Yeah, like a lot of people around the world would be like, "Oh, aren't English people so nice and friendly?" And it's like, well, it depends on the person, because sometimes it's just genuine. Like, I'm not trying to be, an arse here and say all English people are like that, because they're not. We're not. I'm English. I'm not like that. But I can definitely say that there are a lot of people like that. I've experienced them, and I've never understood that, because I've always been very honest to people and genuine. And so like when I meet people that are fake like that, I'm just like, why? Why do you exist?
Just say it to the face.
Yeah. Oh, silly people, eh? Silly people. All right. Actually, yeah. Another question, if you'll permit me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting that like the amount of views that you kind of attained with YouTube in the past. I mean, I've got to say, like, the best I've ever done is just under 3,000, and I really would say that they're one-offs. I've got 2 videos that have done in the thousands. The rest struggle to get like 100. So, like, what's your secret, man? How do you do it?
Clickbait titles, I suppose.
That was. I love the honesty there, man. Like, no, it's just clickbait.
A lot of people hate clickbait, but I'm just there like, well, everything in the world is clickbait.
You are the enemy, though, man. Like, let's be honest. You promise. You promise something.
If I want to use clickbait.
But now I understand the hate comments a bit more. You clickbaited those people, damn it.
It weren't bad clickbait. I didn't say like, oh, I pat Ronaldo, when in fact I pat like a 47 bronze player. It weren't like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, there are different levels of clickbait. For me, I don't like outright lying clickbait. So like, if I see clickbait and it's like I don't know what you would call them, the YouTubers that are friends with the Sidemen, like people like Cal Freezy do.
Yeah, like this. Like
yeah, they do like this clickbait where technically it's not clickbait. If you watch the whole video, it will be referring to something within it and normally kind of making it to be a bigger deal than it actually is. But it leads you to a conclusion of like, oh my god, like maybe it will be like an exposed title or something, and then it's like something that's not even a big deal. But at the same time, there are many YouTubers, and even like really successful ones who don't need to be clickbaiting but still do it, who just outright lie. And that's my problem with clickbaiting is you can't. Come on, man, lying to people. That's not a good start. Well, I hope that you don't continue to clickbait, because that's a very rocky road, my friend. I hope the years have taught you a little bit with regards to that. Yeah. But moving it on, no, in all seriousness, I am very much looking forward to seeing what you come up with. Like I said before, I think all the stuff with the mental health awareness is fantastic stuff. Especially with the Twitch, I'll be interested to jump into that and contribute to that. So let us know with regards to that. And definitely with all the charity stuff as well, because if there is any causes that you have, we can shout them out on a future episode, and I'd be more than happy to do that. But yeah, other than that, wrapping it up, bringing it all to a close, I just want to say again, thank you so much for agreeing to participate.
Anytime, mate, anytime.
Thanks for being a great guest. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you to everyone listening on Spotify, on YouTube, wherever you're consuming the podcast. Because I know that we're gradually going on to other platforms very slowly. It's all up to the provider I use, so I don't know how and when. But at some point, I imagine it will be available where you are. But at the moment, it's Spotify and YouTube. So make sure you're checking out that and letting me know if it's good or if it sucks, or whatever the case may be. And also, yeah, if you want to appear on the podcast, get in touch. You're more than welcome to. I would love to have you on the show and to promote you and chat with you and get to know you. So yeah. And once again, big massive thank you to Mr. Layton Stewart. And make sure you go and subscribe to his YouTube channels. Go follow him on Twitch. Go check out everything that he's doing. This man has a bright future ahead of him. I can see a lot of positive stuff with everything that he's doing.
Especially all the clickbait.
No, I'm going to pretend that you didn't say that.
I'm sorry.
No, but yeah. Thanks so much, man. And yeah, thanks to everyone else. Thank you for watching this episode of the Christian Reeve podcast. And until next time, I bid you adieu.